He's back! Everything is right in the world, it has all been restored. The birds are chirping, the trees are swaying, and everyone is absolutely hyped that Casey Neistat is back in New York vlogging. If you somehow don't know who Casey Neistat is, here's a quick rundown. He's a filmmaker who got his first big break in 2003 with a short film called iPod's Dirty Secret. This was even before YouTube started. He then had a show on HBO called The Neistat Brothers, before making a game-changing move to YouTube, taking all his film industry knowledge with him. He made some great videos, but what really turned him into a YouTube pioneer was starting the daily vlog in March 2015.
I'm starting a proper daily vlog. I'm psyched.
And that's when everything went a bit crazy, amassing millions of views daily. It really was a magical time on YouTube. Casey Neistat riding through the streets of New York on a boosted board with a Gorilla Pod and a Canon 5D. Every day we had a new episode to watch. It really was an elite era of YouTube. But then he moved to LA and his videos didn't quite have that same pop. You could tell he wasn't in love with the area and the videos were a bit forced. That magic just wasn't there anymore. So has that magic returned in the new NYC videos? And what made everyone fall in love with Casey Neistat originally?
But before we get started, I'm Joe, I'm a YouTube and social media editor. And I like to think I've edited some decent videos in the past.
Casey Neistat knows that perfection is overrated. So many filmmakers strive for things to be perfect. The perfect cut, the perfect pacing, the perfect grade. But the truth is, perfection doesn't really exist. So much of it is actually opinion, and what's perfect in a video to one person might be a bit off to another. Casey could have let these small things hold him back and tweaked the grade, tweaked the cut, and not posted daily. Can you imagine if he had done this and he hadn't posted daily, and we might not have the Casey Neistat that we have today? Done is better than perfect really runs true here. And this is still even true for his newest videos. In the latest video you can see that there's dirt on the sensor, which results in flecks on the screen, and because of this some people might not have posted it and refilmed. But Casey knows the value of clicking that post button. Simplicity really does work. I'm not really talking about his setup or his rig or what he films on, because he does film on quite big cameras and drones and everything, and his whole office setup is far from simple. But he makes the videos simple to view and appear as if it's effortless to make. Riding on an electric skateboard with a DSLR in one hand, a tripod and a remote for your skateboard cannot be easy. But as a viewer, we don't get caught up with that, because all of the picknickety things that are hard get taken out in the edit. Casey makes his life seem like it's somewhat simple, when I bet it's far from that. By getting rid of these struggles that are somewhat difficult, it makes the story easier for us to follow. But you might be crying out, we see so much of the production and behind the scenes in his office, but do we really though? We only see a very simplified version and the parts that Casey wants you to see in order to tell the story. For example, if the story is about a drone being broken, we see that because the whole video is about that. If a drone breaks and the story of the video isn't about that, we don't hear about that because it would confuse the story. A great example of this in the new videos is this intro, where we have about 4 or 5 shots of him walking past the camera. For us, this is about 5 seconds of the video. However, it's probably taken him 20 minutes to an hour, because for every single shot, he's had to set it up, hit record, frame it, and then walk past, make sure that the clip looks good, and then move on to the next one. It's by no means easy, but he makes it look simple. And the final and maybe biggest reason why Casey Neistat blew up with his daily vlogs is his consistency of character. As people, we are complex, we all have different sides to us, and we all have lots of different things that make up us. However, in sitcoms and TV shows, we like a simple character who we know what they're going to do. If you look at Friends, every character has their own characteristics and they're all very different to each other, and it becomes easy to predict how a certain character is going to react in a certain situation. Casey Neistat does this as well. In real life, he probably has his ups, his downs, his lows, but what we see in every video, he's a risk taker, someone who doesn't follow the rules and is always on the go. And we always see that in every single video, which is probably because Casey acts like that in the videos, but then he also edits the videos so that anything that does not follow these characteristics of his character doesn't make the cut. And having seen his LA videos, I feel like New York is almost what breathes in this energy and this character to him of someone who's a risk taker, always on the go. he gets some of that energy from New York.
Man, does it feel good to be back?
And you can see that it is back in his new videos, and I cannot wait for more.